This is American Lonsdale fan again, and today we're going to be doing a quick review of the CDHK knife. If you are looking up this review, then you should be familiar with theultimateknife.com, which specializes in Karambit style knives that are very unique. And this one is quite unique. I've carried it for about a month to get a feel for it. And ultimately, I really like this knife. I really enjoy it. Well made, well quality, good quality materials. But what I found is some of its greatest strengths also come with mild little issues. So it's just something for the buyer to be concerned with. Quick overview. This is G10 scales. This is 154 cm stainless steel. In a nutshell, what is 154 cm stainless steel? Well, it's basically your mid-grade 440C stainless steel with an extra element mixed in. And the result is a stainless steel that holds its edge, becomes kind of a mid to moderate to higher grade stainless steel, and that is now tough enough to be considered a tooled steel. So it's very well made. All right, and the fit and finish of this is just fine. Now, let's get to some of the other elements of this knife. The first is the gimmick. If you're familiar with this knife, you're familiar that it comes with this little magnet attachment, little screw bits, and a pouch to all fit it in. And the way it works is relatively simple. Basically what you do is you attach this onto the knife like so, and you'll notice that it's a little more, they make it look so easy on the video and the website, but it takes a little bit of time to get used to. But anyway, you put it on like so, screw this, turn this all the way around so that it locks in place. Take one of your bits out, and so now in theory you have a screwdriver. Okay, like I said, this has become more of a gimmick because it's a little cumbersome. Yeah, it's supposed to double as a thumb stud, but there's no reason to have it on there permanently. And here's the ultimate thing. Would I ever use this as a screwdriver? I honestly can't say that I would, because if I'm here in the garage, I've got about 3 different screwdriver sets. I've got a couple inside the house. I've got one in each vehicle. So I can't really see myself ever using this for any purpose, but I suppose there might be a time when I would. So it's nice to have. What I do like about this is the little set they provide you with is very small. It comes with this little pouch like so, place to fit the screwdriver bits as well as the magnet, and it comes in this very small pouch, and you can just place this all in your pocket, no big deal. But like I said, it's more of a gimmick than any real usefulness. So let's get to the other elements. The other elements is this. This is the catch that's supposed to catch on your pants when you draw it. So when you pull the knife, of course, it opens like so. This is not the Emerson Wave that you will see on some of their other knives. This is their own patent pending catch. It doesn't hook as well as the Emerson, but I actually consider that more of a blessing. I think the Emerson Wave catches too much. This one requires a little more deliberate action, but it makes it very smooth. There's one catch is, if you're fitting the knife in your pants pocket and you've got the typical denim jeans, instead of twisting it and pulling it out, it'd be better to pull it forward so that it catches. The knife, I believe, is just a little too wide to, and this clip also is very strong to pull and then somehow catch it. Plus there's just not a lot to catch on your pant leg. But if you pull it forward, you'll notice it'll catch every time. If you have like dress pants that are angled, then you would just pull it kind of forward and up like so. Okay, but like I said, it's actually a good thing, not a negative aspect. Okay, the other aspect is this lockback design. Now, for the record, we all know that all things being equal in terms of quality, a lockback locking folding knife is going to potentially be stronger than any liner lock or anything else on the market. That's not to say that other lock systems can't work, but this is a very traditional and very well made design. And the fit and finish of this particular lockback is well made. If you notice, this is how much the lever has to be pushed down in order to free the knife, and that's a lot of space when it actually closes. So this is made well, there's no give, fit and finish is great. Now, having said that, comes with a few little issues. The first is, of course, that while this is a one-handed opening knife, it is not a one-handed closing knife. Now, there's probably people out there who can figure out some kind of way to close it. I wouldn't consider it safe. The safest and sanest way to close this is with two hands. Hold the blade, depress the lever, make sure you got a grip on the blade, and then slowly close it. I could not see closing this with one hand. The spring on this is just too strong. You have to push down pretty hard. And also, because this is an old style locking, it means that it closes shut. So that's another thing to worry about. You wouldn't want to have your fingers be anywhere here unless it's fully opened or it's fully closed. I mean, if you just notice that, it closes on its own. That also brings up another issue in terms of opening. When you open it, pull it out of your pants pocket, you want to make sure that it's locked in before you grab a hold of it. Because could you imagine opening it, and notice I'm holding the blade, opening it, it's not all the way in, and then it closes down on your fingers. So, not a deal breaker, just something to consider. Make sure that this thing is all the way open and locked into position before you wrap your hand around it. So, those are really the only things to consider. But overall, like I said, this is a well-made, quality designed knife. The locking mechanism works perfectly. You just have to understand how it's made. This is made almost the old school Uncle Henry Schrade or your grandfather's old buck knife lockback design. Good tension, good locking, but yeah, it's a two-handed closer, and you have to be careful that it doesn't snap back on your hand unless it's completely locked. Everything else beautifully made. I mean, look at that, just beautiful high polished stainless steel. Like I said, good tooled blade design. And what I have found with this is, unlike I have bought other knives from theultimateknife.com, and generally speaking, when I've carried those other knives, including don't get mad at me, the Doug Marcaida Dart, I found that you carry the Dart for tactical or self-defense purposes, but you end up carrying another knife that is more of a working knife in your back pocket. So you're carrying two knives. And it's simply because things like the Dart knife or the Fox Karambit, they're not great for working knives. This one, the Cold Dead Hands Karambit, is a good working knife. It's got the right steel to make a good working knife. The blade geometry is correct. If you notice the tip, I think they call this a talon design. The tip is sheared off just like so to make sure that you don't break it off, because if it came to a sharp point this way, if you can see that, then it'd be more chance of it breaking off. They put a little wave in here which gives it a little more strength, and if you use it in the forward grip, it really gets some good cutting action. And yet at the same time, for those of you who like reverse grip, Karambit style fighting, it'll serve that purpose. And yeah, I guess if you believe in the gimmick, you also get the pouch so that it can become a screwdriver set as well. So getting back to what I was saying is this becomes a whole package knife. You don't need to carry a working knife and then this as strictly a self-defense knife. So ultimately, this is a great, great knife. If this is your style of knife, go ahead and buy it. I would absolutely recommend it. It's the knife I'm currently carrying, and it's really, really great. Looks like I just went over 10 minutes, so I'm going to follow my rule and close it up and say that, you know, just follow by saying, you know, if this is your style of knife, go ahead and buy it. The only place you can buy it is theultimateknife.com, but it is worth it. All right, so this American Lonsdale fan, and God bless you and those you love.